From the subreddit TooAfraidToAsk. Do all guys measure their penises? Okay, maybe this is just a Reddit thing, I'm not sure. It seems all the guys know exactly how long their penis is, like they'll say 6.7 inches or 7.5 inches, BTW I don't even ask. Then you have the question of how long was the longest penis inside you? I'm like, I don't know, I can guesstimate, but I didn't stop them and be like, hold on, let me just get the tape measure out before you enter me. Do all guys just know how big their penises are? Edit. Wow. So many of you replying. I can't reply to everyone, so thank you for your contribution, smiley face. I don't. I just know it ain't big, but it ain't small. My penis is exactly 1 penis length long and 1 penis width thick. I only measure in millimeters, makes me feel prouder. I couldn't find a ruler, but I'm definitely exactly half the length of a Subway foot-long sub. Yeah, the 2 inches didn't need measuring. Much of Reddit is just one giant dick measuring contest, so you're not wrong about that. I'm a woman, but if I had a penis, I would definitely measure it. How long, how thick, hard, soft, maybe somehow even the diameter. Hell, I would weight my balls tongue. I've measured my dick 2 or 3 times in my life out of pure boredom/curiosity/humor. I forget the number almost immediately each time, lol, I just don't care. Curiosity killed the cat. It cracks me up when they ask how it compares. It's one thing if guys measured, but I've never known a woman who has. I don't analyze size like that. It's how they are using it. I don't know a single woman in real life who cares about penis size. They care more that you eat pussy and you won't try and kill her. Thought I was a monster and was going to brag until I realized I was using the metric side of the ruler. I thank you, cool face. Yes, but be sure to use the correct equation, namely, LD plus W/G, a squared. For example, Randy has a penis that is 4.4 inches in length. Its angle is 32 degrees. Its flaccid girth is 1 inch in diameter. His balls are 7 centimeters from the base. Randy notes that the drift of his penis is 4 centimeters to penis right and its dead weight is 4.5 kilograms. Therefore, Randy's adjusted penis size is 6.3 inches. I had a buddy one time use a ruler, showed us how long it was using the ruler, and said it was 8 inches. He showed us how he measured and he had the ruler upside down. We have not let him live this down. 15 years later. Boys measure their dicks. Men perfect their technique. Men were also boys first. I think everyone have done it at some point. Because why wouldn't you? It's a thing that often comes up in movies or TV shows, etc., and on the internet. You'd often hear about your country's or world's average length. If you have just a slightly curious mind, you'd do it, and I bet you would too. I'm a woman, but I've been occasionally interested in measuring my husband's dick. Not like I'd break out the ruler, but thought about doing a mental note on how it compares to the length of my hand and then measuring that later. Mostly because I think it quite the perfect size, and I wonder what my Goldilocks escape just right happens to be. A good rule of thumb is to subtract 2 inches from a guy's self-reported size. In other news, mine is 14 inches long. Yes, we do. Every 5 years men go to a special secret medical checkup where penises are getting measured and logged on a blockchain. Not known to many, blockchain technology started getting more publicity when in 2009 a whistleblower. My dude and all guys before him that I've been with brag about size. Yes, they've measured it, repeatedly. One in particular said his junk was huge, it in fact was, but he was super vanilla in bed, missionary, and made me stay extra still or he'd lose his nut. As a woman I have a general idea in my head of the sizes of men I've been with, but more like a scale of small to big, not exact sizes. I tried, but the ruler was too small. Man, I've been in the army for a few years and have had plenty of communal showers with other guys in that time. Unless nearly everyone happened to be a grower throughout that entire time, then I've come to the conclusion that the vast majority of guys vastly overestimate just how big a dick is supposed to see. I've seen everything from legit micro penises to absolute monster schlongs that belong in pornos that have the word anaconda in the title. By and large, almost everyone has a fairly normal dick size of a few inches, unless, as I said, they're heavily on the grower side. I've never actually measured it myself though. I always felt it was a bit on the small side, and then when I started showering with loads of other guys and have seen my share of penises over the years, I realize I've a totally normal dick, so I just don't care exactly how long it is. I have nothing useful to say because I'm a girl, but boy, if I had a penis, the first thing I would do is to see how many donuts I can stack on it. I think most of us men go through a stage where we obsess over our dicks when we are younger, and yes, that does usually include busting out a ruler, lol. I've never measured mine. I have a good estimate of what it is, because I work with measurements every day. It also depends on how you measure it, since you can manipulate the measurement to be bigger than it is in use. I have an ex who was so fixated on penis size. His size was average, the sex was really good. But he was so damn fixated on his size, and it kept manifesting in different ways, ultimately the end of the relationship. To reiterate it, ex was worried penis was small, it was average, and I was super happy. Ex ruined relationship fixating on penis that I enjoyed. Mindfuck. I've measured mine out of curiosity, because why wouldn't you? But those guys who openly start telling women their size, without being asked, you can guarantee two things: A, it's probably about 2 inches shorter than they're saying. B, they don't know how to use it. Some of the girls do it too. There is nothing that all men do, except for things that also all women do. No. Everyone I've ever dated has. I've dated a lot in my 57 years. The proper method of measurement is donut stacking. Most of us do it when we start puberty out of curiosity, then never go and do it again. So chances are whatever number they've got either hasn't changed or is no longer accurate. I think it's often done out of a sense of inferiority to what we hear from our other make friends or what we often see in porn. It's unfortunate, but society doesn't offer anything but shame and laughs at men who suffer from micropenises or are considered average. So, due to all this pressure, we measure and or will lie about our size and potential brag about it to potential partners. I'd be surprised if measuring is done for another reason, but I'm positive it's not. Greater than, like they'll say 6.7 inches or 7.5 inches, and most of them are lying. I measured it when I was a teen. Cause you want to know. Because society says it matters. There's two types of men for this question. There is the first type who absolutely measures it, and there's the second type who lies and says they don't. No. Some of us prefer to live in denial, thank you very much. I don't. I was kinda wondering the same thing, but then I remember that I'm 17 and doesn't matter how big my cock is, it matters whether or not I have my college homework done. Yes, we all have, and yes, there are girls that compare. Usually younger, older girls don't care as much, they just want to know if you can use what you got. And 6.75 and 7.5 are all way above average BTW. I think a few of those dudes were fibbing. Not gonna say everybody with a penis do that, but as far as my research goes, not only we do measure our penis, but since we're used to holding it, yes I said it, we have a pretty good estimate of how big it is by feel, which means we can use it to somewhat accurately measure things just by eye. To sum it up, we can measure things in penises. Yes, but only sociopaths report their penis size in units of decimal inches. Does every guy measure? The exceptions prove the rule. So basically, yes. But if a guy asks how long was the longest penis inside you? Then he probably has some personal issues that he needs to work out, as well as a lot of learning to do concerning female pleasure. What can I say? I like to quantify the disappointment. I have two, other guys won't let me measure theirs. Of course, how else would you know how long of a sock to get? Yep, and for anyone that needs to know, it gets longer the harder you press the ruler in. I have, and I got incredibly disappointed. All I know is I'm much bigger on the metric system. If you want to buy condoms that fit correctly, you need to measure. There is no one size fits all. Not all, but majority yes. I haven't measured it, never understood the point of why to do it, and by now just to keep that statement true will not measure it. Most people don't do it correctly. To properly calculate, one needs to utilize the following formula. Length x diameter, plus, weight, girth / angle of tip 2. Mine is just short of the old Optimum remotes. Nothing like on-demand porn and jerking off. Found myself literally dual-wield my penis and the remote on accident, hence why I know. Most do, and those that don't should. Knowing your dimensions is important for finding the correct condom size. Otherwise there's a high risk of the condoms either breaking or slipping off. This is especially important, as in many shops they're only sold from 53 to 57 millimeters, which is ridiculous. The actual range, which encompasses greater than 95% of people, is 49 to 69 millimeters. Everyone has, it's not a Reddit thing at all. All guys have measured, and those who deny it are lying. Now, measuring girth is a different matter. The part of the question about precision is likely just a result of unit conversion. For example, 17 centimeters is roughly 6.7 inches.